Welcome to Sanford Sports Complex, from Sioux Falls, where we are going to be bringing you the Vermillion Tanagers as they take part in the first XII Conference Tournament for softball. Here, this beautiful blustery morning. We hope you guys will be with us all day. We're hoping, this will take a little while. That, they're still getting things updated here. So here we are as we get started for Vermillion. Maya Halverson on the mound for the Tanagers. First pitch is a swing and a miss for a strike. They did not do announcements of starting lineups, so we'll get that to you here. That ball is grounded or hit into left field for a single. So Vermillion defeated Canton earlier this season, 17-2. And that hit was by Finley Evian. There's a throw down to second, not quite in time. So batting now for Canton is number 8, Cambry Wentz. So Finley Evian is a 7th grader. That pitch gets behind Madison Eisenbeis, who is starting at catcher. Madigan Wallen is starting at short, and the runner advances to third on the passed ball. That ball is bunted down the third baseline. That will not advance. The run is coming home, and they're going to tag her out. Oh! They are going to call her out for being out of the baseline. So now with 2 down and nobody on, Maya Halverson working on her third batter. Swing and a miss for a strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That should be 1 and 2, I believe. 1 and 2 is the count. 2 down here in the top half of the first inning. Foul back. Count remains 1 and 2. So again, this is Vermillion Tanager softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Halverson. Fouled back. Count remains 1 and 2. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So after an early hit that got a runner to third with nobody out, Halverson takes down everybody else, makes the top half of the inning no runs, 1 hit, no errors at the end of half an inning. Vermillion 0, Canton 0. We'll be back after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters on Vermillion Streaming on YouTube.
Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and we are at the Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls for the first ever DAC-12 DAC-12 Conference Tournament. First up for Vermillion is Kristen Moser. Moser is the second baseman for this team. First pitch to Moser is a ball. And that will take it to 2-0. On the mound, or in the circle, sorry, there is no mound, is Lily McKenney for this Canton team. She's a 7th grader. That pitch is in for a strike, making it 2-1. Here's the windup. And that is in the dirt, or in the turf, as you will. 3-1. To Kristen Moser. On deck, Janaea Cleveland. It's been pretty consistent at the top of the order with Moser, Janaea, and Chandler Cleveland. And that ball is in the dirt. That'll be a walk for Moser. So she'll be at first base for Janaea Cleveland. Again on deck, Chandler Cleveland. The winner of this game will take on T-Area Titans. Here's the pitch from McKenney. That bounced in front of the plate, and Moser makes it down to second. So count is 1-0. And that is low and inside. Runs the count to 2-0. That's hit into center field. That will get past the center fielder. Moser will come around third to score. Cleveland to second. She's rounded second. She'll be heading to third. She's going to bring it all the way home, and that will be an inside the park home run for Janaea Cleveland, making the score 2-0. So Vermillion takes a 2-0 lead. First pitch is a strike. And I realize I put the teams in incorrectly in my scorebook, or in my stream. So when there's a strikeout, it's going to say the wrong team striking out. It'll say the team that struck out, not the team that got the strikeout. So that pitch is a ball, 1-1. I forgot Vermillion would be the home team, even though we're in Sioux Falls instead. So sorry about that. That ball is lifted into left field, and that will be a foul ball, 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here in the bottom half of the first inning. That is hit past the shortstop. That will be a single for Chandler Cleveland. Second hit of the game and of the inning. So Chandler Cleveland at first brings it up Maya Halverson, the hero of the last game. The victory, last second victory over Tri-Valley, walk-off home run. So Halverson gets the call from Coach Budmeyer. Chandler over at first. Pitch is in for a strike. Throw down to second is not in time, so count is 0-1 with Chandler now at second base. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the first inning. You can probably hear the breeze. It's been the story of the season. That ball has popped up. Oh, unable to catch it is the catcher. Ow, and the throw from the pitcher over to first gets past the first baseman. Cleveland will score. And Halverson is coming around to third on the throwing error. So Halverson now at third base. 3-0 is the score. So Madigan Wallen now batting. Pitch is in for a ball. 1-0. Fouled back. 1-1. Wallen playing short today. Ball is bounced in there, makes it count 2-1. Wallen steps in. That's laced into center field. That'll drop in for a hit. And Halverson will come in to score on the RBI single by Madigan Wallen, the fourth hit of the inning for the Tanagers. Score is now 4-0. Still nobody down. Brings up first baseman Bailey Baylor. That pitch is in for a strike. Wallen down to second and safe there. So the count is 0-1. Wallen now on second. Nobody out. Still here in the bottom half of the first inning. That ball bounces in. Wallen stays at second. So count moves to 1-1. Again, 4 runs across for Vermillion. That one is high. Wallen heads down to third. She'll be in safely. So 2-1 is the count. Just telling the weatherman it does not feel like 50-some degrees. That's what was predicted. And Wallen will come home on the passed ball. Count is 3-1. Makes the score 5-0. So now the bases are empty, nobody out. Essentially Baylor now batting leadoff. Here's the windup in the pitch from McKinney, and that is behind Baylor. That will send Baylor down to first. So Baylor walks. Second walk of the inning. Brings up number 11, left fielder Sienna Mount. First pitch to Mount is a ball, 1-0. Again, the Tanagers defeated Canton earlier this season, 17-2. Mount squares up to bunt, pulls back, but is taking a strike. But if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. So count is 1-1. Vermillion leads 5-0. Buzz. Nope, foul ball, out of dead ball. Moves the count to 1-2. Here's the windup from Kenny, and that is high, 2-2. Baylor just gets back to first base. Nice throw from the catcher. Keeping her honest. That bounces in front of the plate. Full count, 3-2. And that will be the second straight walk. So now with Baylor at second and Mount at first, that brings up Mackenzie Richardson, the designated player. So she bats for Eisenbeiss, essentially. First pitch is inside, 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one, 1-1. Two and one. So Vermillion's out to a 5-0 lead. Runners at first and second in the faces of Mount and Baylor. Mackenzie Richardson at bat here in the bottom half of the first. That ball is hit over to short, fielded cleanly, over to third for the first out of the inning. So on a fielder's choice, Mackenzie Richardson is on first, Sienna Mount is at second, and Bailey Baylor is out at third. So that brings up right fielder Taylor Barta. That pitch is a ball and gets past the catcher, so runners will advance. So now runners at second and third. Barta with speed has tended to bunt. Not sure if they will with somebody at third. Makes it a little bit more difficult. And that one bounces as well. 2-0. Barta played right field for the first time against Tri-Valley, and her dad said she hadn't played much there, but man, she made a beautiful catch in the last game. Oh, beautiful bunt back to the pitcher. Mount comes home, and she is safe at home, and Barta's going to head to second. She'll be safe there, and on the throw, Mackenzie Richardson will score, so it's a 2-run at bat, making it 7-0. That is a hit for Barta. As she would have, that's a beautiful bunt. She would have beaten that out. Probably, we're not going to call any errors on that. So 7-0 Vermillion leads. And back to the top of the order with Kristen Moser. That ball's lifted into left field, over the head of the left fielder. And so Moser will stop at second as Wallen comes around. No. Taylor Barta comes around to score, makes it 8-0 on the 6th hit of the inning for Vermillion. That is Moser's first hit of the game. She walked her first time up. Janaea Cleveland now up to bat. She hit a home run. That one's laced between first and second into right field. Runners, and Moser will come around to score on the single by Janaea. Makes the score 8. They have 9-0. It is 9-0. Jesus. Oh, Lou. Sorry, lost track there. First pitch to Chandler is a ball. 1-0. The ball's hit right past the third baseman. Chandler to first, Janaea to second. Brings up Maya Halverson. Halverson singled earlier this inning. First pitch, whoa, right back past the pitcher up to center field. Janae will come around to score, and Chandler will be at third on the single by Halverson, the 9th hit of the game, making it 10-0. That brings up Madigan Wallen, again playing shortstop, not her usual catching. She singled her last time up with one down here in the bottom half of the first. Swing and a miss, strike one. Halverson will run down to second. Ball is low, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on second and third. That ball is hit foul. Moves the count to 1-2. So again, Chandler Cleveland at third. Maya Halverson at second. Madigan Wallen at bat. On deck, Bailey Baylor. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's fouled back. Count remains 1-2. So again, Lily McKenney is pitching for Canton, 7th grader. Here's the windup, 1-2 pitch. Bounces back to the catcher, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom half of the first inning. That's it. Oh, right to short. And that doubles him off of at second, and that is the inning. Yeah, that's a nice piece of fielding there at short. So 10 runs, 9 hits, 1 error at the end of 1. Vermillion leads 10-0. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion Sports. Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Heading into the second inning, Maya Halverson still in the circle. So Halverson gets a swing and a miss for strike 1, 0-1. Popped up, and that'll be back to the fence here, the netting, 0-2. So, yeah, to end that first inning, Vermillion had Halverson on second and Chandler Cleveland on third. Wallen hit a hot shot to short, and the shortstop caught it and caught Halverson off of second. That's hit to Wallen at short. Unable to field it cleanly. Throw is just a little short. So that'll be the second hit of the game for Canton. Wallen kept a hot shot from getting into the outfield. Swing and a miss, strike 1. a game like this, or a day like this where it's a tournament, you know Vermillion would love to try to save your pitcher. If you can get out of it in one of the early innings, that's ideal. Oh, and that throw to first hits the runner, so runners will be at first and second. It was hit in such a spot that just really difficult to get a good throw, good clean line of sight. So, runners at first and second. That brings up pitcher Lily McKenney. Swing and a miss, strike one. Swing and a miss for strike two. Runners again, first and second. Nobody out here in the top half of the second inning. Vermillion played at 10 runs in the bottom half of the first. That pitch is high, 1-2. Do hope you're enjoying the broadcast of Tanager Softball. We'll be here all day as long as they keep winning. I'll be here. Swing and a miss for strike three. Like I said, you're going to see that it says strikeout Canton. We'll just say that was intentional, right? That it was because Canton struck out. It was an error on my part. I apologize. Doing that this morning. So with one down now and runners on first and second. That brings up Eliza Erie. Swung on. That first pitch was a ball, 1-0. And on the passed ball from the catcher, runners advanced to second and third. So now, with runners at second and third, and one down here in the top half of the second, Canton has something going. Swing and a miss, strike one. Swing and a miss, strike two. So 1-2, 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the second. Again, Vermillion leads 10-0 after plating 10 runs. Could have been more, except a great play by Short. And that pitch is high, gets past Eisenbeis. Runners advance, and Canton plates a run. So now it's 10-1 in favor of Vermillion. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Two-two pitch inside, 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike three. So that is the second out of the inning. So with a runner at third and 2 down, that brings up Kiera King. First pitch to King is in for a ball, 1-0. That's in for a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2. Not sure they called, but runner is now down at first. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. So runners at first and second, 2 down. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And King heads down to second, so runners at second and third, 0-2. Foul back, count remains 0-2. Pitch is low. Nice stop by Eisenbeis. 1-2 is the count. So Halverson trying to pitch out of a jam here. That is in for strike 3. So in the inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors at the end of 1.5. Vermillion leads 10-1. We'll be back with more on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
Welcome back to the Sanford Sports Complex. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. Heading into the bottom of the second inning, we'll be led off by Bailey Baylor with a swing and a miss. Strike 1, 0-1. Vermillion leads 10-1. Pertinent number would be a 15-run lead after 3 innings. Would lead to a mercy rule win. That pitch is high, 1-1. And in a day where you could play up to 4 games, if you can save your pitcher, you definitely go for it. Two and one. Ball 3, 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that is low. Baylor will walk, just like she did last time. So, runner on first, nobody out for Sienna Mount. Mount also walked last time. On deck is Mackenzie Richardson, who reached on a fielder's choice. Ball bounces in front of the plate. There's a throw down to second. So Baylor now at second. Ball 1, 1-0. That is high, 2-0. Third pitch in for a strike, 2-1. And a swing and a miss makes it 2-2. McKinney looking to get her first out of the inning. 2-2 count, runner on second. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the second. Fouled down the third baseline. We'll do it again. Pitch is low, makes it a full count, 3-2 to Mount. Bailey Baylor on second. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the second inning. On the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard. That is high. Mount takes her second walk of the game. So runners at first and second. Both Mount and Baylor scored last inning as well, coming off those walks. We'll see if Mackenzie Richardson. Oh no, I apologize. Baylor did not score. Richardson reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch to Richardson. Strike, 0-1. That is low, 1-1. If the wind would die down and the sun could come out, we'd have a nice day here. That is high, 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, runners on first and second. Here's the windup and the pitch. That is low, 3-1. So 3-1 is the count. Runners on first and second. Richardson at bat. Barta on deck. And that is ball 4. So bases loaded for Barta. Now, with that creating a force, you wonder if she will not bunt. But man, she is so good at bunting. Baylor would need to get a good jump. We'll see what the call is here. Barta went into it like she was going to bunt, but 1-0 is the count. Because the key is it does create a force. Sorry. That is outside, 2-0. Of course, a walk plates a run. Now, in order for that 15-run rule to come into effect, with Canton coming up at the top of the inning, they would need to plate 6 runs this inning. That is hit right back to the pitcher, unable to field it cleanly, and that is going to be an RBI, the 11th run.
Where was the slide?
So that is the 10th hit of the game. Bases loaded. Back for the top of the order with Kristen Moser. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Again on deck, Janaea Cleveland, who has a home run and a single. Moser has a walk and a double. Wow, lifted down the left field line, out of play. Makes the count 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball, 2-1. So again, now Vermillion leads 11-1 here in the bottom half of the second inning. If you can see the scoreboard on the stream, you're not quite sure what happened, but they have 3 innings up there. But it is only the second. And that is ball 3 to Moser. Again, she walked in the first inning and doubled in the first inning. That will be ball 4. Makes the score 12-1. Brings up Janaea Cleveland, who hit that home run, inside the park home run, and then singled last inning. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Ball 2. Not quite sure how it'll work. They'll probably wait until 11 o'clock. Or if they'll play that next game right after this. That is ball 3, 3-0. I assume they'll wait just because people need to show up. Sometimes teams aren't here. There's also needs to be a warm-up period for the new team. That is ball 4. There will be a pitching change, so we'll take a quick timeout. 13-1 Vermillion leads here in the bottom half of the second inning on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. We'll be back after these messages.
The first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers. Helping families account for their dreams and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too for future employment. No experience necessary. We will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. On the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermillion leads 13-1 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Nobody down. Bases are loaded for Chandler Cleveland as they have a new pitcher in there for Canton. Finished her warm-ups here. It's number 10, Finley Evgen, sorry. First pitch to Chandler is a ball, 1-0. That ball is hit over to second, fielded cleanly. They go to first for the first out. On the sacrifice, scores another run. 14-1 is the score. That'll bring up. Oops. Brings up Maya Halverson, who has singled and singled. First pitch to Halverson is a ball, 1-0. Well, if Halverson could get a hit to the outfield, could plate 2 runs here. That is high, 2-0. Ball 3, 3-0 on deck. Shortstop Madigan Wallen. So again, Moser at third, Janaea Cleveland at second. First base is open. That is high. Ball 4. Maya Halverson will head down to first base. So the base is loaded and 1 down. Vermillion brings in Chloe Bottleson to run for Maya Halverson. First pitch to Wallen is a ball, 1-0. Appreciate the Dakota Valley girls ducking. That was awesome. So thank you to them. 2-0 is the count to Wallen. And that ball is laced down the third baseline. That'll be score 1 run. And Janaea Cleveland comes around to score. And that'll be runners at first and second on the RBI single by Madigan Wallen. The 11th hit of the game for the Tanagers brings up Bailey Baylor. Baylor walked earlier this inning. Pitch is lifted high and foul. Moves the count to 1-1. Bailey giving her mom a look. That pitch is in for a strike. 1-2. Pretty good contingent from Vermillion here this morning. Cheering on the girls, which is nice to see. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that is high. 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 down here in the bottom half of the second inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the day by a Vermillion batter. That brings up Sienna Mount. She has walked twice and takes a ball. 1-0. If you are coming up to Vermillion, we are on field 10. Or coming up to Sioux Falls, we're on field 10. That is ball 2, 2-0. Had a great night on Saturday night at the Vermillion Booster Club Hall of Fame banquet. As they inducted Greg Erickson, Vince Roach, who we had a chance to interview on the At the Mike show, the 98 volleyball team, and John Manning. Fouled back, 2-1. Again, Sienna Mount on deck. Mackenzie Richardson, but 2 on, 2 down. 2-1 count here in the bottom half of the second. That pitch is high, 3-1. Wind has died down a little bit, which is nice. That's in for a strike. Full count, 3-2 to Sienna Mount. Again, Mount has 2 walks on the day. Ball 4 does load the bases. So Mount has drawn 3 walks today, yet to have an official at bat. On base percentage of 1,000. That brings up Mackenzie Richardson. She's grounded into a fielder's choice and walked. Swing and a miss, strike 1. If you're Vermillion, love to get another run across. 1 or 2, because that's as just insurance. Maybe end this game after 3 innings. Save your pitchers. That's laced into over to short, and that is going to be a force out at second. And that will do it. So after 2, Vermillion leads 16-1. On the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, we'll be back on Vermillion Streaming after these messages with Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher. We'll be right back. Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team. Back in Sanford Sports Complex, where we are heading into the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch of the inning from Halverson is fouled off by Finley Evgen. Next pitch, ball evens it out at 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2, 1-2. Pitch is lifted back into the netting. Count remains 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Again, if Vermillion, I believe it's after 3 innings, if you're leading by 15. If they can get hold them to no runs this inning, can save their pitching for the next game. Squared up to bunt, that is foul. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Halverson. Foul back. 0-2 to Cambry Wentz. I don't know. Any relation to Carson? Who knows? Or Max. Ball's fouled off. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's lifted into left field, and that will drop. It's right on the grass. They fundamentally, Mount throws to second, keeping that runner at first. Nice job. That's the 4th hit of the game for Canton. So now it's 1 down and a runner on first. Swing and a miss. Gets past Eisenbeis. Evgen will head down to second. She's heading to third. Runner heads to third on the throwing error. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Grounder right back to... So a run scores on the put out at first. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Swing and miss, strike 2. Or 1, strike 1, 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2. Foul ball, count remains 1-2. In for strike 3. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors at the end of 2.5. Vermillion leads 16-2. We'll be back with more on Vermillion Streaming with Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. I'm Michael Schumacher, and we'll be right back.
The wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling, Comfort Care, and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls, where we are heading into the bottom half of the third inning. Taylor Barta leads off for Vermillion. The count is now 2-0. Vermillion, if they can score a run, I believe that will finish the game. So 3-0 from Evgen to Barta. That one is high, ball 4. So you have Barta on first base. Barta has singled and reached on an error earlier. That brings up the top of the order with Kristen Moser, who has walked twice and doubled. First pitch to Moser is high. Barta makes it down to second. Barta's one of those, with her speed, she can create a run. So the count to Moser, 1-0. Pitch is high and inside. Barta heads down to third, and she will be safe. Ball 3-0. So a hit pretty much anywhere probably scores that run with Barta's speed. So just looking to make contact. Of course, a walk is fine too. Here's the windup, the pitch. That is high for ball 4. Runners at first and third now for Janaea Cleveland. Janaea has walked, singled, and homered. Whatever. Sometimes it's easier said than done to do this announcing thing. So Janaea Cleveland at the bat. Runners at first and third. That pitch is high. And Moser will head down to second. That ball is laced over to short. And that'll score Barta. And that will be the game. The RBI single by Chandler. Will close out the game 17-2 for Vermillion. What you get with that is you get the saving of your pitcher. So Halverson has a lot of innings left in there, and you didn't have to touch Chandler Cleveland. So we'll come back and we'll take a look at this game and kind of figure out exactly what's going on. They'll probably wait until 11. So we'll suspend this broadcast. We'll come back to this same broadcast, though, just because you weren't sure how anything was going to go, so you didn't create other ones. So we'll be back with more here on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube, as Vermillion Tanagers have won 17-2 in 3 innings. You're listening to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment, but this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to PizzaRanch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
For the Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday, it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Sherco in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube. Tanager Softball is brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. For over 150 years, serving their customers with commercial, ag, and personal lending. Vermillion Tanagers win 17-2. Vermillion had 12 hits and no errors. Canton had 17 runs on 12 hits with no errors. Canton had 2 runs on 4 hits with 1 error. Vermillion was just connecting really well with the ball and a number of walks, and so it just worked out. And I think we have Coach Budmeyer here if he's willing to hop on. I've got the I have a headset over here. We'll get him on shortly. So all right, let's do this. So all right, Coach, good win.
Good start to the day.
It really is.
Yeah, one of these days we're going to get a non-win game. I believe it. I really do. We're about 1 for 7 right now with having no win. Our one nice game was against Canton last time we played them in Worthing, South Dakota. But overall, the girls showed up this morning. It's kind of tough. We're not used to, especially in softball. We're always practicing afternoons. It's very rare, like unless tournament time, like during the summers. But all of our games mostly are at 4 or 5 o'clock. So I was extremely impressed with the girls and how their mentality was great this morning. And we just showed up, told them we wanted to take care of business, and then because we got bigger goals in this first game. We wanted to string some wins together and just go out and compete and do things the right way. And I was proud of the girls' mentality this morning.
Well, and that's exactly right. You know, and because that's the thing, game's at 9, so you have to get up here to get off the bus and warm up. You know, so you're getting up fairly early. What time did you guys load up?
We left at 6:45 this morning.
All right. Yeah, and so I kind of figured you guys probably left about the same time I did. You know, and you get up here, and in a day like this where, you know, every game it's win or go home. You know, but if you think you have this chance and the game's coming up, a game like this where you're able to only have to go 3 innings, not have to touch your other pitcher. Maya has plenty of gas left in her. What kind of benefit does that have heading into the rest of the games?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. That was our goal. Our goal was to get this kind of go in, take care of business, and hopefully we could get it done after 3. And the girls did a great job of executing. And like you said, that's huge for our pitching staff, not having to throw Chandler. If we would have, I guess then it would have been just fine because our goal was to beat Canton. Step one of our mission is we got to get Canton, and we got that step done. And we also, while doing that step, we set ourselves up for a good success. So hopefully, we got a good T-Titans team coming our way. A really good team squad over there. But I like where we're at. I like where our heads are at. So I feel pretty confident.
Just a couple other things. So, they're going to stick to the schedule. So next game's not first pitch at 11. How do you handle this hour in between?
Yeah, so I think we'll do a modified warm-up of what we usually do. So we usually start our warm-ups. It takes about 55 minutes to do our usual warm-up. So I'll gather the girls probably at about 25, 30, and then give them like a shortened warm-up. Go through quickly what we usually do, just a shortened version. And then the big thing is just got to get Maya and Chandler ready to go. The girls should be ready. They just played a game. But it's a tough thing to do, though, like the little sit in time. I love just playing. Like, let's just keep going back to back to back. But I get the scheduling stuff, too. It makes sense.
Yep, exactly. And just a note about the Canton team. A young team. They're a team that has a future to them.
Yes, absolutely. Very young team. Their coach is doing a good job. I've seen improvements, just a few things that they made, a few plays that they made today that they didn't make last time we played. And that's only 2 short weeks ago, or however long ago it was. So they're showing some promising signs with that program. They're extremely young. So they got something building. They're just kind of in that building stage right now. But I think it's the team to look out for down the road.
I think you're exactly right. Well, any planned changes to the lineup for the next game, or kind of status quo?
I think we're going to go status quo. I liked what I saw with Maya. She was throwing a lot of strikes. Her pitch looks like she's there. She's hitting the strike zone. So we'll kind of I'm a big routine guy, so I don't like to switch things up if they ain't broke. So I think we'll start with Maya again and then just kind of see where the chips fall where they may.
All right. And I'll say this, talk about improvement. I think Eisenbeiss looks much more comfortable behind the plate than she did the first time that we saw her.
She's getting better and better every time. And it's a whole transition now that we've pretty much solely moved Madigan to short. Madeline only ever caught for Chandler. And Maya and Chandler are both really good pitchers, but they're a lot different as well. They're a lot different. Maya can be more like maybe sporadic at times. She tries to get swing and misses. And Chandler's very aggressive. I'm going to throw strikes. I'm going to throw it by you. So it's two different. It's a tough thing as a catcher, catching multiple people, because it seems like the same thing from the outside, but it's a lot different once you kind of get in the trenches with a pitcher-catcher relationship. So we're building that now.
All right. Well, Coach, thanks for stopping by. We'll be here for the next one, and hopefully the one after that, and we'll see. We'll see where this takes us today.
Hopefully many more interviews.
Sounds great. Well, Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael.
That was Coach Louis Budmeyer of the Vermillion Tanagers with us here on our post-game show as we are bringing you Tanager softball from the XII Conference Tournament, the first ever conference softball tournament from the Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls. Now, the next game will start at 11, so I'm not going to keep you on here until 11. We'll suspend the broadcast, and then we'll come back to this same broadcast. So it'll be this same stream. We'll just suspend it, okay? So we will be back with more. We'll probably come back about 20 till. But first, just going over that game for Vermillion. A lot of success. Led off Kristen Moser. 3 walks and a double. Janaea Cleveland, a home run. 2 singles and a walk. Chandler Cleveland, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Maya Halverson, 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. Madigan Wallen, 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Bailey Baylor, 2 walks. Sienna Mount, 3 walks. Mackenzie Richardson, fielder's choice, walk, and then grounded to short. And then Taylor Barta, a single, reached on an error, and a walk. So really good all-around game. And then Maya Halverson only gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. So well-pitched game by her. So we will be back in about half an hour, 45 minutes, with pregame for Game 2. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, and I'm the voice of the Tanagers, Michael Schumacher, and this is Tanager Softball. We'll be back, like I said, in about 45 minutes. Hope you can join us then as they get ready to take on the T-Area Titans. Well, later in the good morning to you, This is Michael Schumacher, the voice of the Vermillion Tanagers, broadcasting from the Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as we are getting ready to bring you Game 2 of the XII Conference Tournament for the Vermillion Tanagers as they defeated Canton 17-2 in 3 innings in the first game. They are getting ready to take on the T-Area Titans here in the second game. T-Area comes in with 1 loss on the season. That came in their game opener, season opener. In their season opener against Harrisburg, they lost 10-6. Since then, they have defeated Elk Point Jefferson 15-7, Tri-Valley 18-7, Dakota Valley 10-3, Yankton 10-0, Lennox 7-2, and Beersford 12-0. Again, Vermillion has just 1 loss on their season. And so this should be a pretty good matchup. Now, Vermillion came in off that 3-inning win over Canton. So pitching, a tired pitcher shouldn't be too much of an issue. They didn't have to go to Chandler at all. Maya Halverson was able to get by not a ton of pitches. There were 4 hits in the game for Canton, 2 runs crossed, so she didn't have to spend a lot of time out there in the circle. Boy, it is chilly out here. That sun has not been able to break through as the clouds are still over there. But again, in that first game, Vermillion played really, really well. And so hopefully that bodes well for another victory here as they take on the T-Area Titans in a XII Conference play here again on Field 10. So, let me see if there's anything here. Just a second. Nope. All right, I do not have results from other games yet, so we're going to stay on this schedule. They said 11 o'clock, and then when this one ends, then the next game will be at 1. So we'll keep you up to date on that. But again, getting ready for the Vermillion Tanagers against the T-Area Titans. We'll be back with more. Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank here on Vermillion Streaming after these messages from our Vermillion sportscasters.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
Last week, a guy walked into the UPS store in Vermillion. He did not notice the copiers, the printers, the mailboxes, the banners, the posters, not even the business and shipping supplies. It was like he had blinders on. Hi, this is Jay with the UPS store in Vermillion. Many people don't see everything we have to offer when they stop by the UPS store to ship their packages. They miss all the things we have, like printing, designing. We even offer notary services here at the UPS store, located on Cherry Street in Vermillion.
In a situation like this, the first thing you do, of course, is make sure everybody's okay. And then you're thinking, you better call your insurance person. No, just call Justin. At Vermillion Auto Works, you see Justin handles all the insurance claims and gives free quotes. Not everybody does the free quote thing anymore, you know. So call Justin at Vermillion Auto Works. He'll take care of the situation. Carrying WeatherTech, Rough Country, and Tuxedo. Vermillion Auto Works.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. My name is Michael Schumacher as we get ready to bring you the T-Area Titans and the Vermillion Tanagers here in Game 2 of the XII Conference Tournament. In that first game, Vermillion won 17-2, and this is Tanager Softball, again brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. In that first game, Vermillion had a great game. Kristen Moser in the leadoff spot had 3 walks and a double. Janaea Cleveland had a home run and 2 singles and a walk. Chandler Cleveland had 2 singles and a sacrifice. Maya Halverson had 2 singles and a walk. Madigan Wallen had 2 singles. Bailey Baylor had 2 walks. Sienna Mount had 3 walks. Mackenzie Richardson had 1 walk. And Taylor Barta had 1 single and 1 walk. So just a solid all-around game. Maya Halverson pitched really well, giving up 4 hits in the game. So really coming into this game fairly fresh, honestly. Not having used a lot of their pitching, not having had to use much in fielding. So Vermillion gets that first game under their belt. They come in warmed up, fresh for this game. Now the winner of this game will play the winner of Del Rapids and Sioux Falls Christian. I believe it's Sioux Falls Christian that I see warming up over there to take on Del Rapids. So that's who the winner will face. And then again, T area on the season only has the 1 loss against Harrisburg. They have defeated everyone fairly handily except that Lennox game. That's the one you keep an eye on. Your eye goes to that and you say, okay, there might be something to this. Maybe the chink in the armor type of thing. Sorry, just adjusting my glasses here. Wind is kind of moving things around as the umpires are at home plate with the coaches, getting the lineup cards and getting everything set. So I think we might be trying to start just a little bit early, which would be okay. I think the fans would be okay with that, and players, I think, are ready to go. So again, beautiful complex up here. It'd be nice to see it sometime when the weather's good. Like I said, right now it's just not pleasant. I did get a blanket loaned to me, which was super nice because I chose poorly again. I looked at the weather thing last night, so I'm like, yeah, I'll wear this and that. Wear some shorts and a polo. That way I won't get too hot sitting out there. And no. That was a poor choice on my part. Now, I have to admit, since I've lost about 80 pounds since July, my insulation is a little less than it used to be, so I do get a little bit colder than I used to. That's something I need to adjust to. I need to start wearing layers and coats and stuff like that. But I do believe we're going to be getting ready to get started here. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I think we're going to have first pitch. So we'll be back with more here on Vermillion Streaming as we are bringing you Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
If you're looking for the perfect fit, Vermillion Vision Care Associates fits like the right pair of glasses. Vision Care Associates has its roots in family eye care, and the doctors are well known for being primary eye care providers. With the ability to treat and diagnose a variety of settings, Vermillion Vision Care Associates is the right fit for you. Plus, they can fit you into a new pair of glasses, sunglasses, or contacts that feel just right. With continuing education, see the best doctors at Vermillion Vision Care Associates.
Federal Credit Union, we believe in giving back to the community that supports us. That's why our employees make it a priority to volunteer their time and talents to make a difference. Whether it's improving local causes, fighting hunger, or supporting our local zoo, our team is dedicated to making a positive impact in the lives of those around us. We're more than just a financial institution. We're a part of the community, working together to make it a better place for everyone. Your community, your credit union. Voyage Federal Credit Union.
Your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you got to call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in South Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the SDHSAA.
Wanting a specialist without leaving town? We've got you covered. Our clinic offers specialists for the health and wellness of your family. From pediatricians to OBGYNs, plus primary care. You can find it all at Vermillion Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
And welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. From the Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, you are watching Vermillion streaming on YouTube. Well, my prediction of an early start may have been a little premature, but they are all standing out there, so hopefully we'll be able to get out there and get started here shortly. Again, just a reminder that we'll be covering the Tanagers as long as they keep winning. So if they play again, if they win, they'll play again at 1. And they'll be right here on Field 10.
We are ready for our second round of games.
And they are starting to announce that.
On Field 7, we have number 1 Madison versus number 8 seed EPJ.
So EPJ and Madison over on Field 7.
On Field 7. On Field 8, we have number 2 seed Del Rapids versus number 7 seed Tri-Valley.
So known as Del Rapids versus Tri-Valley.
We have number 4 seed West Central versus number 5 seed Dakota Valley.
And it's 4 and 5, West Central versus Dakota Valley. And then T area versus Vermillion. So
number 6 seed Vermillion.
Everything is going according to chalk. So it's 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5. So the winner of this game will take on the winner of the Del Rapids and Tri-Valley game. I thought it was Sioux Falls Christian over there, but it must have been West Central, the blue I was seeing. So that is who Vermillion will be playing next if they win today.
lineup exchange, we can play ball.
So we are getting ready to play as the teams will head out there. Vermillion will be the visitor as the lower seed, so they will bat first. And just a reminder also, on ESPN Radio, we are the flagship, we are the flagship station for USD Coyote Athletics, but we're also the affiliate for Minnesota Timberwolves basketball. Timberwolves with a nice win yesterday. They will play, nice win on Saturday for the Timberwolves. They will play on Tuesday, so tomorrow night that will be on ESPN Radio. We will be bringing you Timberwolves basketball as they play Game 2 of their series against the Phoenix Suns. So the starting pitcher for T area will be number 13, Addison Hansen. Catching is number 19, Allie Wallum. And so we'll be bringing you that lineup as we go through here. But let's get ready as Kristen Moser is in the box. She's getting ready at the same, I believe we're going with the same lineup for Vermillion as well. Even the same batting order. So let's get this game underway. Here's the first pitch. In for a strike. 0-1. Ball one. 1-1. And see, it's not so bad when the wind dies down. So when that wind is blowing, holy moly. So here's the 1-1 pitch. Lifted high, but foul. Will that be in play? That is caught by the catcher for the first out of the inning. Brings up Janaea Cleveland. Cleveland had herself a nice first game with 2 singles, a walk, and a home run. First pitch to Janaea is a ball, 1-0. Hansen is a senior for this T area team. Ball 2, 2-0. Oh. Couldn't tell if that came off of the catcher's helmet or the umpire's mask, but 2-1. That quick ball that was fouled back, 2-1. With 1 down here in the top half of the first inning as it's T area versus Vermillion. Fouled off, 2-2. So after being behind 2-0 in the count, Hansen has evened it back up at 2-2. Swing and a miss by Janaea. That is a strikeout. So the second out of the inning, and I do have the strikeouts. I have the teams on the right locations, so it will say strikeout T area when T area strikes out a Tanager. So I got that corrected in the downtime. Here's the windup and the pitch for Chandler. In for strike 1, 0-1. That's laced into left field, and that is through the glove of the left fielder. Chandler around first, heading to second, and she will be in with a stand-up double for Chandler Cleveland. That was a rocket. So that brings up Maya Halverson. Maya with 2 singles and a walk in the first game. That gets past the catcher. Chandler Cleveland will head down to third on the pass ball. Or wild pitch. I'm not the official score. 2-0 is the count. Chandler Cleveland on third. If Halverson could just get something to the outfield Vermillion could get a run across. Lifted high and foul and out of play. 2-1. And that ball gets past the catcher. Chandler Cleveland comes in to score. So now the count is 3-1 for Maya Halverson. And that is ball 4. Base on balls for Maya. Brings up Madigan Wallen. Again, Wallen with 2 singles in the first game. Chloe Bottleson will run for Halverson. Here's the first pitch to Wallen. That's in for a strike. 0-1. That is high, 1-1. So with a 1-1 count, 2 down and a runner on, Madigan Wallen at the bat. On deck, Bailey Baylor. Wallen would love to get something going here. Man, scoring that first run is always important. So 1-0 lead for Vermillion. Whoop, fouled off. Moves the count to 1-2. Sorry, 1-2. So Wallen at the bat. Count is 1-2 with 2 out. Here in the top half of the first inning, as the T-Area Titans are taking on the Vermillion Tanagers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. But in the inning, 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors. We'll head to the bottom of the first with T-Area trailing Vermillion 1-0. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Safe means you're sort of protecting yourself. My mom and dad told me how to be safe. It's like super duper important. Hold a grown-up's hands. Put a helmet on because you might hurt your head super duper bad.
Protect their future by protecting yours with your local State Farm agent, Dick Sunday. Ready Mix and Equipment is your locally owned and operated ready mix company. The Oshkosh front discharge mixers allow for easy placement of concrete, and with the 6-wheel drive and low-range transfer case, they're nearly unstoppable. More of a do-it-yourself fan? Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment is teaming up with Clark's Rentals in Yankton, bringing you a wide range of hand tools, mini excavators, skid steers, aerial lift equipment, and more to get the job done. Choose Midwest Ready Mix and Equipment for all your concrete needs, and Clark's Rentals, your rental equipment headquarters.
And welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. From the Sanford Sports Complex, it's the bottom half of the first inning with Vermillion leading 1-0. First pitch from Halverson in the dirt, or in the turf, makes it 1-0 as the count. That is laced over to second. Second to first for the first out of the inning. To get Kelly Boom. That brings up Sydney Ganschow. So 1 up, 1 down. First pitch to Ganschow is a strike, 0-1. Foul back, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. just a little high. 2-2 is the count. As Halverson looks to try to take down Ganschow. Here in the bottom half of the first, we have a full count. Full count now. Full. There we go. That's grounded to Wallen. Wallen over to first for a nice 6-3 put out. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom half of the first inning. As Vermillion looking good out there. Looking good for these Tanager girls. Nice fielding play out there for Wallen. That one's lifted high into left field. Mount underneath. That's a 1, 2, 3 inning for Halverson and the Tanagers. We'll be back with the top of the second here on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Blaine Olson, owner of Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. I grew up here, graduated here, and now have a business here. I'm proud to serve the community that has helped me live this dream. I have top-notch equipment, the latest in training, along with a work ethic and the desire to serve you. Should you need repairs in the future, please remember Blaine's Body Shop across from Polaris on the Highway 50 bypass in Vermillion.
Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Now online at blainesbodyshop.com.
Back here at the Sanford Coyote Sports Complex, where the Tanagers lead 1-0 here in the as we head into the top of the second inning. Leading off for Vermillion, it is Bailey Baylor. Grounds that down the third baseline, just foul. Makes the count 0-1. Baylor Baylor's now down 0-2. She walked twice in her during the last game. That pitch is in for ball 1. 1-2 to Baylor. On deck, Sienna Mount. Oh, that is high. 2-2. That is low and in the turf. 3-2. Yeah, Baylor, Mount, and Richardson set to bat this inning for Vermillion. Ball 4. That is a leadoff walk for the Tanagers. Brings up Sienna Mount, who walked 3 times in her at-bats last game. First pitch is a ball. That pitch is in for a strike. 1-1. Mount's numbers, in fact, 1-1, 11. So 1-1, nobody out, runner on first here in the top half of the second inning. Low, 2-1. That is high, 3-1. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's in for a strike. 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. That's lifted, caught by the second baseman. Baylor gets, Baylor is called out on the throw over to first. after the catch at second. It was close. I might be biased. I thought she had just gotten in ahead of the throw, but the umpire disagreed. So now with 2 down, that brings up Mackenzie Richardson. Popped up, out of play. Foul ball is 0-1. Strike 2, 0-2. So Taylor Barta on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So technically 3 up, 3 down here in the top half of the second. T area coming up for the bottom half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. Vermillion leads 1-0. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. And this is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Need a new set of tires? Look to Carlson's Body Shop in Beersford. How about some accessories like WeatherTech floor mats, access roll-up truck covers, bed liners, remote car starters, and thousands of other products. Hey, you can look at everything at your convenience online too at carlsonsbodyshop.com. No wonder the song says,
Bring it down to Carlson's Body Shop, your complete car care center.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Heading to the bottom half of the second inning. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. As Addison Hansen comes up to bat. That pitch is a ball, makes the count 1-1. 2-1. That is grounded over to third, fielded by Chandler. Unable to come up with it in time to make a throw, though. So, with a runner now at first. T area brings up number 2, Shaylee Geelan. The ball's fouled straight back, 0-1. And that is high, 1-1. And that ball is laced over to Wallen. Wallen over to second for the... Oh! Moser's unable to come up with it. So runners will be safe on the fielding error on the throw. So now runners at first and second. With nobody down here in the bottom half of the second. As Emerson Irk is up. First pitch to Irk is a ball, 1-0. That pitch is in the dirt, 2-0. Just inside, 3-0 is the count. For Emerson Irk. Maya Halverson looking to try to get out of a jam. So 3-0 is the count. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that is a 4-pitch walk. So now the bases are loaded. as Abby Boom comes up now for T area, as Coach Budmeyer has gone out to talk to Coach Maya Halverson, just to maybe try to settle her down a little bit. Nothing's been too hard hit off her. And the conference on the mound does break up. What you get is a force at every base. First pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. That one's outside. 1-1. Boom steps in. Ball's lifted high. It'll be fouled, but caught there by Chandler Cleveland. No runners will advance. And that's exactly what was needed. So that is the first out of the inning. First pitch is a ball, so the count is 1-0 on Skylar Haynes. That ball is lifted deep into center field. Janaea Cleveland camps underneath, catches it. Runner's coming home, and that throw is offline, so a run will score to tie it up on the second out of the inning. So now with runners at second and third, we're tied at 1. That brings up Ava Opland. That pitch is inside, 1-0. That is nubbed over to Sierra Kristen Moser. Over to first in time for the out. So 1 run on no hits, or 1 hit. There were no errors. At the end of 2, we're tied up at 1. Vermillion 1 and T Area 1. We'll be back with more on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. You're listening to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Clay County Abstract and Title Company has a complex job that boils down to something very simple: helping you purchase your dream with confidence. When investing in a new home, a new site for your business, or piece of property, you want peace of mind that the property is truly yours. Clay County Abstract and Title Company has been doing just that since 1946. Clay County Abstract and Title Company, proud supporters of Vermillion activities and proud to be a part of your dreams come true.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball on Vermillion streaming, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. After 2 innings of play, Vermillion and T Area are tied at 1. Leading off this top half of the 3rd inning for Vermillion is Taylor Barta. First pitch to Taylor. It's a strike. That is low, 1-1. Taylor, with her speed, likes to bunt her way on. So here's a 1-1 pitch to Taylor. That is bunted over to third, fielded cleanly, and that hits the fence, but no. So it's a single for Taylor. Ball got past the first baseman. I think Coach Budmeyer was afraid Taylor might try to make the fence isn't that far away from first base, so it wouldn't have been a great move. So he was just being careful. You gotta make sure to be clear on those. That brings up Kristen Moser. Here's a throw down to first to try to pick off Taylor. No good. Not in time. That'll make it 1-0. Taylor's still at first. Moser lays down a bunt down the third baseline. Fielded there. Oh, they call Moser out. It does advance Barta over to second. I thought Moser had maybe beaten it out, but they call her out. Brings up Janaea Cleveland. That ball is low and inside. Moves the count to 1-0. 1 on, 1 out here in the top half of the third inning. We're tied at 1. That ball's lifted into center field. Will she camp underneath? And she will make the catch for the second out of the inning. I mean, the scoreboard says 2-1, but I just have 1-1. I don't think anything came across. Pitches the ball, 1-0. Pitch number 2 to Chandler is ball 2. Gets past the catcher. Taylor Barta rolls over to third. So it's 2-0 on Chandler with 2 down here in the top half of the third inning. That ball is lifted into center field, deep center field, and that'll be caught for the third out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors at the end of 2.5. It's Vermillion 1 and T Area 1 according to mine. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Whether you're in the market to purchase a new home for your family, you want to sell your existing home, or you're a student looking to rent an apartment, Dakota Realty and Property Management can fit your needs. Being locally owned and with over 150 years of combined experience, they are the experts at helping you find your new home. Go to Dakota Realty and Property Management because they like what they do. Dakota Realty is a proud supporter of Vermillion Athletics. Dakota Realty and Property Management, located at 125 East Cherry Street, Vermillion.
Welcome back to Tanager softball, and we did get it clarified. The umpire has it at 1-1 as well, so I think they're going to get that clarified on the scoreboard. So tied at 1, heading into the bottom half of the third inning. It's Halverson gets it in there for first strike. That's to Callie Boom. So 0-1. That pitch is high, 1-1. That sun's trying to break through, and boy, when it does, it feels okay, but oof-da, until then. Nice. That ball's lifted into left field. Mount there, and makes the catch. Nice play by Mount. That wind was kind of pushing it around, but Mount stayed with it, and able to catch it for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Sydney Genshaw. First pitch is the ball, 1-0. That is high, 2-0. Low and inside. Quickly 3-0 on Ganshaw. These fields are close to the airport, so you see a lot of plane activity. That's in for a strike. 3-1. I don't know if you can ever hear them, but there's some, depending on the runway, that take off out there. Boy, they look bigger than life sometimes. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Ganshaw. That's in for strike 2. 3-2. One down, nobody on here in the bottom half of the third. Vermillion and T are tied at 1. So really good matchup. Good matchup. This is a good test for Vermillion. Oh, that is high. Gets past Eisenbeiss at catcher. So Ganschow now on first with 1 down here in the bottom half of the third. That brings up Emily Frent. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Throw down to first. Keeps her honest. Swing and a miss. Strike one, 1-1. Another quick throw down to first. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. Pitch just out of the zone somewhere, 2-1. Fouled back, evens the count at 2-2. That's laced down the third baseline. Runner Ganschow comes around second. She's running to third. They're sending her home. And she is going to score on the double by Frent. And like that, it is now 2-1. Well hit ball. That pitch is inside. 1-0. Two-0. Ball is lifted into the outfield. Janaea Cleveland comes in, makes the catch. Runner goes back to second. That is 2 down here in the inning. Brings up Shaylee Galen. First pitch hit right to Wallen for a nice out, but 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors at the end of 3. Vermillion trails 2-1. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube. You're listening to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
The First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. First pitch to Maya Halverson in for a strike. Second pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. That ball's low. 1-2 is the count. We are here in the top of the 4th inning. Game is clicking along at a pretty good pace. Wow, that was called strike 3. I gotta disagree. I thought that was awfully low. I was touching her shoelaces about shoelace level, but again, I don't want to be an official because, especially an umpire in like baseball or softball, it's hard to tell. That ball is lifted high, but foul by Wallen. moves the count to 0-1. That ball fouled down the third base line. Count goes to 0-2. Ball's fouled straight back. 0-2. Count remains 0-2. That is high, 1-2. One and two is the count. Swing and a miss for strike three. So 2 up, 2 down so far this inning. Both to go down on strikeouts. Brings up Bailey Baylor. That pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. That pitch is high. Moves the count to 1-1. We are in the top half of the fourth inning. Here in Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Game 2 of the XII Conference Tournament for Vermillion. That ball's grounded up the middle. Fielded there at second, over to first. That is a 1-2-3 top of the fourth inning for, for both teams, I guess you could say. So at the no runs, no hits, no errors at the end of 3.5. T Area 2, Vermillion 1 will be back after this message on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Digital Solutions started small, but now we're growing as FDS provides live streaming coverage for over 20 schools across 3 different states on our Fuller Digital Solutions YouTube channel. Subscribe to get notified when we go live for your school events. Big events are captured live, and your business can get noticed with advertising during our live streams. Local talent and camera operators are encouraged to contact us too. For future employment, no experience necessary, we will train. For information about advertising or working with Fuller Digital Solutions, email us and follow us on Facebook.
So back here at the Sanford Sports Complex in Vermillion, where we head to the bottom of the fourth with the T Area Titans leading Vermillion by a score of 2-1. So no substitutions, but there have been some changes. Maya Halverson has moved to second, Kristen Moser over to third, and Chandler Cleveland in to pitch. So just a pivot of those 3 players. So called a ball, count is 2-0. As Cleveland faces Emerson Frick. Strike one, 2-1. That ball's laced into left field. That will be fair. That will make it to the fence. Frick going to second, and she will pull in with a stand-up double. That ball's bunted down the third baseline, foul. As Abby Boom comes to bat, she's now behind in the count, 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Ball's lifted, and that will fall in front of Madigan Wallen. Just hit to the right place. That'll be an infield single, but the runner will stay at second, so no advancement of the runner. Brings up Skylar Haynes with runners at first and second. Nobody down. First pitch is in for a strike. 0-1. And here's the next pitch. Grounded down the third baseline, but that will be foul. Moves the count to 0-2. So you'll have a force at third, second, and first. Time to see a plane flying above like that on a single engine or a Cessna type. I think 8 men out. When a plane flew over the 1919 World Series, they tossed out a dummy, a big dummy, you know, accusing him of being on the take. So I don't know. I'm probably the only person that thinks that, but I'm here at the ball field. So it's 1-2, and that is fouled out onto the dugout for T area. So count is 1-2 to Skylar Haynes. Cleveland now pitching. That ball is lifted in pretty much the same spot. Count remains 1-2. That's ball 2, 2-2. Ball's fouled back. Count remains 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. T area leads 2-1. Boy, not given much of a zone. 3-2. Fouled straight back. Count remains 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the first out of the inning. And a big out. A big out for Chandler Cleveland. So now, with 1 down, runners on first and second. Brings up Ava Opland for T area. First pitch in for a strike. 0-1. So count is 0-2. That is grounded to Wallen. Wallen over to third. For the second out of the inning. Catch the lead runner. So now with runners at first and second, there are now 2 down. That brings up Kelly Boom with a boomstick. Counts 1-1. Ball's fouled straight back, 1-2. Cleveland trying to get out of this inning with no runs across. Has fouled down the third baseline. Ball is hit into center field. That will drop in front of Chandler Cleveland. That will score a run. So that makes the score 3-1 in favor of T-Area. 2 down, still runners at first and second. Brings up Sidney Ganschow. First pitch is a little high, ball 1. Ball 2, 2-0. Strike 1, 2-1. Strike 2, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Fouled back. We're going to do it again. Like I said, deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. For Sidney Ganschow. Here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, for T-Area leads 3-1. That's in for strike 3. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. At the end of 4, T-Area leads Vermillion 3-1. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball broadcast.
Interior technicians.
I'm ready for my big role, Jerry.
What do you mean?
You said I'd be in your next 30 commercials.
No. I said Intech has over 30 years of commercial cleaning experience. You know, like offices, so they can ensure happy visitors and a healthy workforce.
So the shoot's in an office? I can make that work.
Oh my goodness. When you need it clean, call the Intech team.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball as we head into the 5th inning. Vermillion trails 3-1. Sienna Mount leads off this inning for Vermillion. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. That ball is high. That ball's laced right up the middle for a single for Sienna Mount. Brings up Mackenzie Richardson. That's lifted high down the first baseline into right field, and that is caught there for the first out of the inning. Brings up Taylor Barta. Barta's been doing a great job of bunting it where it needs to be today. We'll see if she can keep that up here in the top half of the 5th inning. As Vermillion looks to get back into it, down 3-1. That's bunted perfectly, and there's going to be no play anywhere, so that is a bunt single Taylor Barta. So now runners at first and second. One down for Kristen Moser in the top of the order. And we don't need it all back right now. Just one run here, one run there. It's only 3-1. Ooh, swing and a miss, strike one. That was a healthy swing, though. Healthy swing. Barta at first. Mount at second. Moser at the bat. That's in for strike two. That ball is high, gets past the catcher. Both runners will advance. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled back, count remains 1-2. Ball 2, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is low, 3-2. Here's the windup. That is low. That will load the bases. That brings up Janaea Cleveland. Bases loaded. 1 out. As there will be a visit to the mound by T area. So we'll take a quick break here on Vermillion Streaming with the bases loaded and Janaea Cleveland at the bat. We'll be back with more Tanager softball.
Knutson Family Dentistry in Vermillion, they strive to provide the highest quality patient-centered dental care in a friendly, relaxing atmosphere. Knutson Family Dentistry works hard to provide the best cosmetic, general, and emergency dental treatment in the area. With over 50 years of combined dental experience, the latest dental technology, and a professional and compassionate staff, they're your top choice for dental care. Call for an appointment at 605-857-8008. Knutson Family Dentistry of Vermillion.
Okay, after the mound visit, we're ready. Here's the first pitch to Janaea. That is laced down the first base line, but foul. 0-1. That's lifted high into the outfield. That should score a run. Oh, that gets over the left fielder's head. Mount will score. Barta will score, and Moser is safe at third. We have a tie game. Tie game on the 2-run double by Janaea Cleveland. Brings up Chandler Cleveland. That's popped up. Second baseman goes out, makes the catch. That'll be the second out of the inning. That brings up Maya Halverson. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Ball is high, 1-1. Halverson, 1-1. 2 out, 2 on. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 1-2. So T area looking to get out of this inning. Still tied. Vermillion looking to get another run across. Oh, swing and a miss. Strike 3. That will end the inning, but 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors at the end of 4.5. It's Vermillion 3, T area T 3. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Take the wait when your furnace and AC needs repair by joining Larry's Heating and Cooling, Comfort Care, and Elite Care Club. Larry's Comfort Care Club features seasonal maintenance discounts on service and no overtime charges. Larry's Elite Club includes seasonal maintenance, free parts, free labor, free service calls, and both mean you are in front of the line for service. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling and sign up for the Comfort Care or Elite Care Club. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermillion.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball. With the colder weather and the wind, taking less of a warm-up between each game. And especially because if you play another game, you don't want to have too many warm-up pitches. So here's Chandler Cleveland for her second inning of work. And the first pitch to Emily Frent is a strike, 0-1. That is high, 1-1. That ball is grounded over to Wallen. Wallen over to first. Oh! Baylor's unable to handle the bounce. The ball on the bounce. So, runner at first now. For pitcher Addison Hansen. That pitch is high. 1-0. Another one high, 2-0. That ball's lifted into left field. Here comes Mount. It'll drop in front of her. Runners will be at first and second. Courtesy runner does come in for Hansen, and it's number 1, Caitlin Smiley. Bunt down the third baseline, fielded there by Moser. Here comes the play at the plate, and she is safe. Runners will be at second and third. Couple of throws that maybe could have been better have led to a run here. That ball is lifted and caught there by Chandler Cleveland. Throw over to third. That is going to get past Moser. That'll be the second run of the inning, making the score 5-3. With one down. Brings up Abby Boom. Pitches a little outside, 1-0. That's caught there by Kristen Moser at third for the second out of the inning. So now with 2 down and a runner on third, that brings up Skylar Hansen. 5-3, T area leads Vermillion. That pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. That's in for a strike as well. 0-2. That ball is grounded down the third baseline over to Moser. Moser over to first for the third out of the inning. But in the inning, T has 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors at the end of 5. The end of 5. T area leads 5-3. We'll be back after these messages on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube. You're listening to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
You are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills. We'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball at the Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as there is a new pitcher now for T area. Number 11, Emily Frent, is now the pitcher. So we'll take another quick break here on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Nice.
Maytag appreciates a compliment. But this Maytag washer isn't just eye candy.
Wow.
Inside, it's got the capacity and power to handle even the mightiest loads.
I love this.
Yeah, she's a beaut.
It's a he.
How do you know?
Don't worry about it.
Find Maytag products and the industry's best appliances at your local dealer. Murph's Appliance, downtown Vermillion.
All right, warm-up pitches are done. We're here in the top of the 6th inning with Vermillion at bat, Madigan Wallen to lead off, followed by Bailey Baylor and Sienna Mount. First pitch to Wallen is a ball, 1-0. Again, Vermillion now trails 5-3. That ball grounded over to short. Fielded there, but not in time. Wallen will be safe at first on an infield single. That'll bring up Bailey Baylor. Fouled straight back, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Baylor. Lifted high and foul, 0-2. That is high, ball 1, 1-2. Throw down to first, keeping Wallen honest. So now the count is 1-2 to Bailey. That is popped up, and the first baseman not quite able to get to it. Count remains 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That is high. And Wallen heads down to second. She will be called out. Wow. Ball 2, 2-2 now with 1 down. There have been a couple of plays like that for Vermillion, just not quite sure. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the second out of the inning. Brings up Sienna Mount. Singled her last time up. That's in for a strike. 0-1. Ball 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's grounded. Oh, back to the pitcher. Over to first for the third out of the inning. But in the inning, no runs. One hit. No errors after 5.5. It's T area 5. Vermillion 3 will be back after this message on Vermillion streaming on YouTube.
Your crew is craving Pizza Ranch? It's easy to order online at pizzaranch.com. Online ordering makes it fast and easy to order craveable crispy ranch chicken or build your favorite pizza exactly how you like it. And now, for even more convenience, place your favorite order with just one tap. So when you're craving pizza or the country's best chicken, go to pizzaranch.com and start your order. For craveable food and convenient online ordering, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back to Sanford Sports Complex. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank on Vermillion, streaming on YouTube. On the Midwest Ready Mix scoreboard, Vermillion leads, trails 5-3. Ava Oppland at bat. Here's Chandler Cleveland from the pitcher mound. Makes the nice fielding play on the bunt for the first out of the inning. Now, T area is the third seed, and they've been pretty dominant all season, only losing to Harrisburg 10-6. Harrisburg, one of the top AA teams. Vermillion showing themselves very well today. That's in for a strike. 0-1. As Kelly Boom up to bat for T area. A little high, 1-1. So no matter what you take away from today, Vermillion has shown themselves to be T area's equal. That ball is lifted into left field. Mount comes in. Nice catch by Sienna Mount in left field for the second out of the inning. Vermillion playing really well today. Really well. So now with 2 down, that brings up number 8, Sydney Ganschow. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Vermillion looking to stay in it. If they can get out of this inning with no runs, they only need 2 to continue the game at the top of the 7th. Fouled straight back into the netting. Count is 0-2. Two down, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. Count remains 0-2. So Sydney Ganschow at bat. Chandler Cleveland pitching. That ball grounded, fouled on the third base line. Count remains 0-2. Ball's popped up. Wallen getting underneath it and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. We head to the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th with Vermillion needing 2 runs to keep the game going. T area leads 5-3. We'll be back with more on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. This is Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
The Perks card from Pump and Pack? Well, guess what? There's an addition, not just a card, it's an app. The Pump and Perks app and the Pump and Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion. Just go to their Facebook page, Pump and Pack, and scan the QR code and you're in. Or go to the store, Pump and Pack, and get the card. Then download the app. Each one does the same thing. Like give you 5 cents off per gallon every day, except for Sunday it's doubled with the Perks card from Pump and Pack, Vermillion.
First pitch to Mackenzie Richardson, laced down the first baseline, foul. Count is 0-1. We are in the top of the 7th inning with Vermillion trailing 5-3. Richardson, Barta, and Moser up to bat. That's inside, 1-1. That's inside. 2-1. Fouled back into the netting. Evens the count at 2-2. Richardson has made some nice contact today. We'll see if she can connect on one here. Ooh, swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out of the inning. So Taylor Barta, she has been hot today. Great placement of her bunts. That is fouled back 0-1. With her speed, she has been placing the ball perfectly, getting down to first. Called out one time today, which I don't think she was, but so we'll see if she can get on and get the top of the order up. Fouled off. Ooh, 0-2. You hate bunting with 2 strikes, but might as well just swing away. I mean, continue. She's been so good, but new pitcher. We'll see how this one goes. That is outside. Ball 1, 1-2, and there we go. A little sun, feeling a little warmth here. We'll take that. So 5-3 here in the top of the 7th. Vermillion's down. Bunted down the first baseline. Foul. And that is the second out. Ah, that was so close. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. No, so I was right. All right. Okay, there's a discussion as if it's a slap or a bunt. There is a difference. And if you see the way Taylor does it, she's leaning into it. It's not a squaring up as a bunt. There is a big difference. It's not a squaring up as a bunt. She is moving into the ball to create that momentum. So it's not just her stationary in the batter's box. And Coach Budmeyer is having that discussion right now that it's not a bunt, it's a slap. So we'll see. As Siri just tried talking to me. And she agrees that it's a slap. So Siri agrees that it's a slap. So it's a long discussion, and gosh, you wish they. Because it's more along the lines of what they did in older baseball, kind of these slap hits. Brett Butler was great for something like this back in the 80s and early 90s. So, nope, they are going to call her out. So, Vermillion down to their final out. Kristen Moser up. 2 down. That first pitch is high. 1-0. And so Coach Budmeyer might honestly, in the future, might need to just talk to umpires ahead of time saying, this is what this batter does. Is it a slap or a bunt? Strike 1. 1-1. Because if Coach Budmeyer had known that it would be considered a bunt attempt, they probably would have called it differently. That one's lifted down the third baseline. That is just foul. Count moves to 1-2. So Vermillion down to their final strike. Vermillion down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here in the top half of the 7th, Vermillion trails 5-3. Swing and a miss. That will be strike 3. And that will be the game. Little frustration for Vermillion. But Vermillion showed themselves to be T's equal today. And if there were any doubts on this Tanager team, there shouldn't be any more. They proved themselves today. While it is a single elimination, so their day is done, their season is not over. There's a lot of season left for this Tanager team. And I got to tell you, I'm feeling state could be a solid possibility, and I would love to follow these Tanager girls to state. Yeah, got to do it for basketball, love to do it for softball. Now, I will take a timeout here, and I don't know if Coach Budmeyer will come over. If he does, cool. If he doesn't, I understand. But we're going to talk some of these stats, but Vermillion does fall 5-3 in a game that they showed themselves to be T areas equal in every way. We'll be back with more on Vermillion streaming on YouTube. I'm Michael Schumacher, and this is Tanager Softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank.
Welcome to Runnings in Vermillion. Shop their great lineup of clothes for women. Names like Ariat and Carhartt for men. Boots and shoes and kids' clothing. Runnings has a large supply of animal food and accessories. Love the outdoors? See the selection of ammo, firearms, and fishing equipment. For everything you need, walk through the doors at Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store, Vermillion.
Sherco in Vermillion is a full-service service center. Sherco LLC is an industry-leading supplier of tarp systems to the transportation industry and is located in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sherco Vermillion supports their customers in the agricultural, construction, waste, and flatbed markets. Become a part of the Sherco team. Go to sure-co.com, about us/careers. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Visit our sleep experts at the Yankton Slumberland. With over 50 mattresses to choose from, we carry every price, free financing options, and the most trusted brands in the nation like Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. Snoring or lower back pain tormenting you? Seek relief with an adjustable power base. Fall asleep faster and cooler with our sheets and pillow selection. With a 120-night sleep trial, you can't make a mistake. See us today at the Yankton Slumberland, 2401 Broadway.
Get the finest wood in the neighborhood. Down at the lumberyard.
But it's not just wood at the lumberyard. With a wide variety of quality building materials, the folks at the lumberyard can help you with all of your project needs. Whether it be paint, siding, cabinets, windows, or of course lumber, the lumberyard is ready to help. The best wood in the neighborhood at the lumberyard, 1000 West Cherry Street in Vermillion.
You ready to start a career with an exciting team? Thermobond is looking to add to our team of experts. We offer competitive wages, a positive work environment, and on-the-job training. Thermobond is headquartered in Elk Point, South Dakota, and for over 30 years we've been providing lightweight and precast solutions for multiple industries nationwide. Check us out and see if you'd like to start a new career with us today.
Todd's Electric, your full-service electrical contracting company. Todd's Electric services residential, commercial, agricultural, and industrial customers. From the simplest service call to the most complex design build project, Todd's Electric has the expertise to do it right. Call Todd's Electric for all your electrical needs. Todd's Electric, helping you control all things electric. Except for lightning. Todd's Electric. Go Tanagers.
Welcome back to Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Well, Vermillion won their first game 17-2 against Canton. They fall in a full 7 innings, 5-3 against T Area. T Area, the higher seed, who coming in only had one loss, and that was against Harrisburg, one of the top AA teams. But the Tanagers did not shrink against them, and so we have Coach Budmeyer coming up here. He's going to toss on the headset. We're going to have a nice discussion because while it's a loss, I think there's a lot that could be taken away. Coach, how are you doing?
Could be a little better, but I'm really proud of the girls. That was a good effort. That's a good team over there. That's a state tournament quality team. If you told me that they're playing in the semifinals of the state tournament in a month from now, I would not be surprised. That's a good group. Good pitching, well coached, obviously. They've got a lot of speed on the bases. They kind of caused some issues with a lot of small ball stuff. But our girls battled throughout. I was happy. I was very pleased with how, even when we got down, we found a way to tie it up. And then just unfortunately, we had a ball drop in front of us. A few little mistakes here and there gave us some extra runs, and gave them a couple extra runs. And when the final score is 5-3, it's a little tough to swallow because it's on us. But I'd rather have it be that way, because then if it's on us, then it's something we can address and we can fix.
Yep. Well, and like you said, just a few things here and there, maybe a throw, a couple of throws that just. One that bounced to first that Bailey couldn't field. Otherwise, would have been out. So I mean, just a little. Then there was a bunt that was hit right in front of home. No good throwing angle.
Yep.
Just no good throw.
At all.
And then just a catch here that and they try to get her a double up at third. Just little things like that. And like you said, things you can address, things that you can look at. Now, one thing that's obviously maybe a discussion point. But Taylor Barta here at the end kind of maybe tell people that aren't aware. So he ruled it a strike 3, a foul on a bunt. Whereas I know you guys were saying it's a slap because she's not squaring up. She's in motion. Kind of describe the difference, and maybe is this something you maybe address with umpires before a game as to how? Because obviously, with 2 strikes, and if they're going to call that a bunt attempt, you might play it differently.
Absolutely. And Taylor knows that too. She's a smart player, and she knows with 2 strikes on is that she has to follow through and swing. So it was a frustrating call at the end. The hard thing about the rules is that it's a judgment call too. Like there's parameters to it. I can't give you the straight verbatim of what it is. But the moral of it, how I understand it, is that if she follows through with her swing, that's a committed swing. And that's exactly what Taylor did. So it's frustrating that to have a kid that fights off a tough pitch like when a kid does things right, it's tough when it doesn't go our way. Like that was I thought she did it right. I thought she fought off a tough pitch to stay alive in the count, and the dang thing almost stayed fair. So
exactly.
If it just would have stopped, it wouldn't have mattered at all. But it's a tough call. It's a bang play. Especially with Taylor, just how fast it is, and it's an instant judgment, like a snap of the finger. But like I told the girls, I heard that the girls were saying a few things about a call here and there, and I told them that we don't do that in this program. It's on us. We dug ourselves in that hole. That one call or a couple calls doesn't matter. We got to find a way to come out on top.
Well, exactly, especially when as a team you can point to some things that were directly within your control that cost you a run or two. Now, would it be nice to not have those calls go against you as well? Sure. But it's best to kind of keep the, no pun intended, eye on the ball, eye on the prize, and control your controllables. And then the game will come to you. But like you said, this T area team, they only have 1 loss on the season to a great Harrisburg team. And they only lost to them 10-6.
Yeah, to say 10-6. I remember it was under 5. So.
Yeah, and so I think while the result might not be what you wanted, I think the girls have to hold their heads high and say, okay, we easily should be one of the top 8 teams in this state. Meaning we should be at state when state tournament time comes. And what does that kind of confidence and that kind of knowledge help for a team?
Oh, it's huge. That's a big part of our program is confidence and believing in yourself. I keep telling this crew that I think it's a special crew we have here, and it's our job as a coaching staff to put those girls in the best position possible to succeed and kind of fulfill those expectations. But to have those expectations, some people shy away from expectations. I love them because that's a challenge, and they believe you're good enough to do it. And I sure as heck think we are, and those girls believe it too. And the beauty of sports, sometimes your best lessons are actually in losses. Sometimes you don't learn a lot in a lot of wins. But this is a good loss. I think there's categories of losses. There's bad losses when games you should win that you let get away. There's just losses that are a coin flip, and then there's really good quality losses. And I think that this is one of them. We got beat by a good team. The whole game was very, very competitive. Man, that was some fun softball. That was awesome to be a part of. And we knew that going into this weekend. If you just stay the rest of the day, we got top caliber teams in South Dakota.
Oh, yeah.
Spread all across Sanford Complex right now. So overall, a lot of positives to take from it. I was proud of the girls. Like when I mentioned to them in the huddle about doesn't matter what the call was or anything, it's on us. They all know it. They all agree, like, oh, yeah, yep, you're right. We got to be better. We got to do little things better, what we pride ourselves on. But overall, it was a great day coming out. Took care of business this morning. Got a win against Canton, and then competed our butts off came down to the 7th inning, and just battled. So proud of the girls.
Yep, and I think you should be. And they turn around. They play on Thursday, and then you have the makeup game against EPJ on Saturday.
Slight schedule change. So we decided to move. We moved the Alcester game. So EPJ and Alcester got canceled last week with that rain and stuff.
Okay.
And so they talked to us, and then we decided we're actually going to make that a triangular with EPJ and Alcester in EPJ on Saturday.
Okay, so no game Thursday.
No game Thursday. We'll have 2 games on Saturday against 2 good quality opponents, and that'll be a big day for us to keep building this program going.
All right, well, good to know. Good to know. All right, well, thank you so much, Coach. I think it was a successful day, and I think it's just going to keep building for the rest of the season. I see some good things coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, Coach, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it, and you guys have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
That was Coach Louis Budmeyer here on our post-game show as the Tanagers fall 5-3 to T area after beating Canton 17-2 in the first game. And as you heard, there will be no Tanager game against Alcester Hudson on Thursday. That is now a triangular on Saturday. So we'll be, and that's in EPJ. So we'll be there for that. So we'll let you know game times and everything. But otherwise, that's going to do it for me. Here on Vermillion Streaming, I'm Michael Schumacher, and this has been Vermillion Tanager Softball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank. Tanagers win their first game, lose their second, and are now 6-2 on the season. We'll be back on Saturday with more Tanager Softball. You guys have a great day.